Yo, hello, everybody. Once again, welcome to our Let 'em Run Saturday podcast here. My name is Freddie Bro York. And once again, he just does not lose his reputation as the traveling handicapper. My good buddy, John Costin. What's up, John?
What's up, Fred? We are in Puerto Plata, the Dominican Republic right now at a beach resort day.
Well, John, I have to admit, nobody does it better. The Let 'em Run studio that I show up in every week. I got to do something about this, John. If you could help me out, we'll talk maybe after the show. All right, bud?
It's called You Have to Retire, Fred. Retire.
I'm trying to work on that. We'll see how that works out. But hey, how is it? It looks like it's beautiful. It looks beautiful where you're at.
The rain stopped. It rained all morning. The rain stopped. It's a little cloudy, but we're out here in the in the Dominican. So how bad could it really be? And I have plenty of cerveza.
Muchas cervezas, absolutely. Make sure you know Donde está el baño. That's for sure. Donde está el baño.
I find it quickly.
Okay. Well, listen, hey, Rob, before we get into our breakdown here of the races, try to keep my voice in this kind of capacity rather than the
it is getting better. It is getting way better.
It's getting better. I try to keep it that way. I've been working on it. They give me some exercise to do. Sometimes they work a little better than others. Anyway, let 'em run here. Just scrolling across the bottom of the show, you can see we have our show schedule up. Want to keep everybody informed of our Monday, Wednesday Brisnet play of the day. Either myself and John will put a pickup there on Monday and Wednesday for some of the races that are run early in the week. Of course, we will have our happy hour on Friday at 12:30. I'm sorry, at 3 o'clock. Friday at 3 o'clock every Friday. And then Saturday today at 12:30. Our new wrap-up show will be tomorrow at 11 a.m. So we're trying to get our shows out there on a regular basis so you can check them out. We appreciate the support from our sponsors, the Vape Shop and Case's Pork Roll, both two good sponsors and good friends of John and myself. And in addition, Brisnet.com, who has been very helpful with us, giving us some information. And when we talk about the races, obviously there will be some reference to some of the information that Brisnet provides because I certainly use it. John has indicated he's starting to use it as well, too. I think there's a wealth of information there that any good handicapper would like to tap into. And I know John and I consider ourselves good handicappers. So some days we're a little better than others, like a lot of handicappers. But point is, we enjoy the game. Right, John?
That's what it's all about. Just trying to put the opinion out there, help people with some information that they might not have had. And they just, use their own opinions with ours. And that's all we're trying to do is steer them down the right path. Ultimately, the final decision is who's the guy placing the bet. How you structure your tickets is the whole key to this game. So if you can ticket structure properly, that's what you got to do. So just providing information.
I think there's no question about that. I know you often mention how you will listen to podcasts of other handicappers, and there's a lot of good ones out there. I think that's important. I don't like to use the word system. Like people will ask, what is your system? I don't have a system. I have a method. We use different information we get, whether it's from Brisnet or from some of the other handicappers out there, or just what we've learned in the time we've done our handicapping. But John, just before we get into the last two races, and I want you to spend some time talking about those two races and who your picks are, you're in the contest. My understanding is, I believe you told me that JK is going to be running on Monday. Is that correct?
Yeah, first race Monday, a 15 claimer, going 2 turns, a mile. Hopefully the stretch out will be what she needs to settle herself in and then, make that run. But the first race was kind of disappointing that she was in contention and then just totally stopped running on her own. Yeah, not that she got tired. She just stopped running. So her mind wasn't on it. So let's hope this mile can settle her and let her finish up. Really have no idea what to expect, especially with all the training that has been missed because Parks has been closed how many days during this winter weather. So we're hoping she could turn the corner and at least a good account of herself. She's 8-1 in the morning line, but I'm not telling anybody to bet her. I'm just going to watch and keep my fingers crossed that she does something.
Well, hey, listen, she got out of the gate very nicely in that first race, but like you said, she spent the bit or stopped running or just lost interest. She came back healthy, which is good. Nothing was wrong, like you mentioned. So let's hope for the best, and I'll root for her. Probably from work. Might tell somebody to just take a minute, put another hot pack on the shoulder for a couple minutes while I go look at the race. It's the first race. What's that? 12:20, 12:40. What is that?
I think it's 12:05.
12:05. Wow. Okay.
You better check that. So right after lunch, your lunch break, you gotta finish up with her.
I don't. My lunch break is at 1:00. So, like I said,
ice pack.
I must tell somebody ice pack soon. Look, your shoulder looks a little sore. Let's put an ice pack on. Okay. Let's talk now about the races. Got some big races going on here. I was watching some of the races from Saudi Arabia. Pretty interesting. I'll tell you what. I know this is a Captain Obvious statement, but man, Irad Ortiz is a tremendous jockey. He took down that 4-5 favorite with a 7-1 reef runner in that race, that dirt race that was, I think, race 5 or something like that. 7-1. Man, he just bided his time and then just beat the horse by maybe a head. Again, Captain Obvious statement, but what a jockey he is.
Yeah, I saw that race, that replay. That was really impressive. And Reef Runner is one of my favorite come from behind horses. And out in California, he does it all the time, shows up. So I'm glad that he showed up on the big stage. And I know Imagination, who was Imagination? Did he win? Yeah, Imagination came from last to first and won. Okay. And then there was another one that ran second, got caught at the end. I forget who that was earlier in the card. Okay. But that was pretty impressive for a U.S. horse.
We got that big race, the Saudi $20 million race coming up at 12:40, I believe.
Good. I'll tune in for it. I didn't miss it. Thank you.
Take a peek at that and see what's happening. So you want to go ahead and jump in and talk about the race 11 and 12, John?
Yeah, quickly. I really didn't do much research. I didn't have, much paperwork with me. So I had a free contest that I had to play in. So I did make some picks. And before I go into that, I just want to mention the Aqueduct main track. When they do run, it is the biggest rail bias I've ever seen in 15, 20 years at Aqueduct. So put it in your memory bank that if you had a closer in those races, any race run in February, that a closer you had, put a line through that race, do not even consider it. Those horses had zero shot. The speed just, kept going and the rail was dominant. So look for any February race on a closer who ran terrible. Don't hold it against the horse. Hold it against the track bias. And that's where you're going to get your prices in March. When they come back out, a closer is going to win in March at Aqueduct.
That's good information, John. I like that. So, race 11, the Rachel Alexander. We got a field of 6 because there was 2 scratches. We heard about the 8 being scratched because of the coughing issues, the connection said there was some kind of coughing issue, but also Paco Lopez was on us. Paco Lopez broke his ankle last week, and so he's going to be out till at least the end of the meet. March 22nd is when the fairground meet ends. He's going to be out until then. We wish him well. We hope him speedy recovery. But the number 8 horse was scratched earlier, and today this number 4 Dancing in Old Town scratched. So we're left with a field of 6, John.
Yeah, the big favorite really is going to be odds-on favorite, that Bella horse. So that's going to be tough to beat. But as a price for a contest play, I took Johnny V on the rail, the 1 horse, coming off a little bit of a freshening, coming in from Churchill last fall. 1 for 3 lifetime. Hopefully grew up a little bit and can turn the quarter at a little bit of a price. But the favorite, that Bella horse, is going to be very tough. Contest purposes, I took the 1.
Well, John, I agree because I think Bella Ballerina's sister pretty majestically or pretty mischievously won the Oaks last year, if I'm not mistaken. Either sister or half-sister won the Oaks. But I'm surprised, John. I know you don't have your paperwork there, so I'll point it out to you. The number 6, I like the number 6, Love Your Neighbor. 6-1 morning line. Again, I know our friend Alex Viola keeps telling me stop picking speed horses, but I'm sorry, Alex. This horse has your angle. Had blinkers put on, and the workouts since the blinkers were on were off the charts. It looks great. and it's actually only her third time, sorry, on a fast track. Went out the first time, broke her maiden on a sloppy track. They put the horse on synthetic after that. Didn't like synthetic, obviously, lost by 23 lengths. Put the horse back on, was hoping for a dry track, got on a sloppy track, ran in second. What's the difference? Why is this horse going to come in first this time, I think? Well, two reasons. I think because you got Luis Saez on instead of, no offense to Alex Concepcion, but the last three races the horse ran in second, I think it had a shot. I think a better trip, and I think this horse is going to be a little, more forward. It's never really been back. It's not a closing kind of horse. I think Luis Saez is going to have her in a good place. I like this horse a lot. I think the distance suits. A mile and 16th on the dirt. Yeah, Bella Ballerina is probably going to be 3 to 5, maybe 4 to 5, even money, whatever. Going to be tough to beat, but I think the two scratches also have an impact and give this horse, the 6 horse, a better option because there's less horses in the field. That's just my thoughts, John. And it's got the
I didn't look at the whole field, so I just did some.
I'm just pointing out your angle, the Johnny Costin blinker angle.
My blinker angle. So I just basically looked at equine edge, the percentages and the speed ratings and all. So the one had a good percentage to win, and the price was right. So that's why I picked the one basically for the price. But
no, absolutely. Equine edge has the Bella Ballerina at 44% to win. That's pretty high. But anyway, okay, let's go to the next race, the Risen Star. Who you like there? I mean, obviously, I think we're not going to be alone when we talk about who we like here, John.
Yeah, the favorite is going to be tough in there. Absolutely. Paladin. I saw him run, live that day at the Rsen.
Yeah.
And the horse that he beat that day came back to win last week for us. So, yeah, he's going to be tough. But at the price, I went with Chief Honcho. I think the 5 horse Chief Honcho.
Yeah.
Last time that Chief Honcho ran, when he turned the corner, looked like he was going to be the winner, and I was holding my breath because I didn't use him because I didn't like him out of his last race. But he did run, pretty good race, and if he could turn the corner a little bit and improve as his, second start as a 3-year-old, he might be, worth that 5-1 morning line. So my contest play was Chief Honcho, knowing that Paladin, the Derby favorite, is going to be tough.
No question. I mean, Paladin morning line at 8-5. Chip Honcho is a 6-1. Got a better post now instead of 10 slot. The horses in the 5. No scratches in this race. A field of 8, so you still have a solid field of 8 runners. It could be a size double. I like the number 6 where size is on Lovely Neighbor. Saez for Paco Lopez. Obviously, Saez was named, I think, before Paco Lopez unfortunately broke his ankle. But nevertheless, I think Chip Honcho's got a good chance. I mean, earlier or later, I'll talk about the pick 5 that I put together. But I have 7, the courting with Johnny Velasquez on a young horse. That horse is getting a lot of talk, a lot of play, a lot of action. A lot of people say this horse has a good chance. I think that's not impossible. I mean, in the Rsen, the horse didn't run very well, got bumped around a little, but did improve. I think Johnny V certainly has stuck with the horse. So if Johnny V still believes in the horse and Tom Pletcher still believes in the horse, that's kind of good enough for me. I think those two know how to put horse together. But yeah, I agree. Paladin's going to be tough to beat. Probably if this horse takes this race right here, Paladin, I think you're going to have the big-time Derby favorite, John.
Yeah, he's going to be one of the 3 moving forward, and whoever comes out of that next race will be the favorite. Paladin is one of them. Your horse, Nearly, is another one. And then Renegade, who did great at Tampa last week. So keep an eye on those 3. And then whoever comes out from out west is San Felipe or who winds up in the Santa Anita Derby. But, it should be interesting to watch. I don't think anybody at this point towers over anybody else. So hopefully we get a competitive Derby where they're all healthy, they all make it to the gate. That's all we ask for. Just give everybody a fair shot and run a competitive race.
John, couldn't agree with you more. You look like your Cerveza might be going a little bit low, so why don't you go get another one?
Yes, I was just going to say that. The sun is out. My Cerveza is empty.
I appreciate it.
So I am signing off. Yes,
okay.
And I will see you next week.
Good luck. We'll talk to you next week. Have a great time. Enjoy yourself. Thanks again for spending some time with us, John. Later on, bud.
All right, Fred. Good luck with your pick 5. Thanks.
Okay, thanks. There's our guy, Johnny Costin, once again. never giving up his title as a traveling handicapper. Looked like he was beautiful there. Appreciate him coming on, giving some time, to tell us about a little bit of what he thought, because anytime John talks about a horse, I definitely want to listen for sure. So let's go ahead and go back. We're going to start with race 8. In this race, it is a mile 16th on the turf. We have a field of 9 with no scratches. I think it's going to be tough to get popped by the one horse, Maduro. Certainly 9 to 5 morning line, definitely going to be less than that. When the gates open, you can see my pick 5 ticket there up on the bottom of the screen, just above our show. When we have our show schedule up there for you to check it out. But anyway, I also included, on my ticket to 4, Expensive Queen. I think this horse has a really big chance, and I like the fact this horse is 6 to 1. I think it's basically a 2-horse race. Luis Saez is back on this horse again. Going from synthetic to turf has worked out very well for this horse in the past. It's only his 4th race, her 4th race in North America. Came obviously from Great Britain, Ireland. And last time went from synthetic to turf, won a big race at Keeneland. Went back to Santa Anita in the Gamely. Had a tough time there. But now, one last race on synthetic, and now going again to turf. I think that's a big angle. And once again, being on Lasix, it was also not on Lasix in the Gamely. I think that was not, you're not allowed to have Lasix in that race. But also popped the gate. They had to take her out, bring her around. So lost a lot of energy. So 1-4 in the first leg. Race 9 is the Mineshaft Stakes, a grade 3, mile 16 on the dirt, 250K. I went not real deep, a little deeper here. I went with the 246 Accelerize, Johnny Velasquez, Todd Pletcher. This horse, Brisnet provides a lot of information on horses, and this horse could be the speed of the speed. I see this horse has got probably the best pace figure in the field. Also has E8. Also has Johnny Velasquez on that horse. Johnny Velasquez, veteran jockey, Hall of Fame jockey, riding really well right now. Probably no better jockey in here. But I did include a couple other horses. I included the 4 Moonlight. I think that horse is going to be late out of the gate. Typically, that's how this horse runs. Going to have a lot of ground to make up. It's going to be charging hard at the end. And that Jose Ortiz will make sure that that's happening. Also in news, obviously, probably the likely favorite, the number 6 Hit Show. More line 9 to 5, the 1 to B. You have Brad Cox. You have Tyler Gaffaleone on the horse. So that's another horse out of 3 for 4 at the distance. So it's going to be tough to beat that horse. But I'm looking for a little bit of price action there, because then as we go deeper into the sequence, I get kind of deep. Race 10 is the third round stakes, grade 3, a mile and an eighth on the turf, 175K. I think this is a spread race. We have a field of 10 with no scratches at the moment. And as you can see on my ticket, I use the 1, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sandpipes, the 1. Paco Lopez, as we mentioned earlier, unfortunately broke his ankle, so he's not riding. Dexter Cannon is riding this horse. I think this horse has a chance from the rail to get a good trip, good ground-saving trip, and could possibly upset at 12 to 1. So I'm not leaving this horse out. I think he's third off the layoff. He's got tactical speed. Like I said, also use the 6, 7, 8, 9. 6, Montador, 6 to 1 more line. A lot of people like this horse. T. Gaffaleone, Tyler G getting back on again. This horse, he was on it before when he won 3 back. This horse has a good chance to win 2 at a price. 7, 8, 9, Capuna, 3 to 1. Saez on that horse again. Another horse that has a good chance to close into any speed duel that might develop in this race. Speaking of speed duels, I'd rather be blessed. It's probably a horse that's going to be likely out on the lead. Martin Pedroza is on this horse once again. Martin Pedroza took this horse to the wire last time out at Fairgrounds at a mile and 16th. So I think, that horse certainly I've got to keep in the mix. A little bit longer, mile and an eighth, but I don't think that's going to be a big deal for this horse. At least that's my interpretation. He's running some important races at a mile and a half. So stamina, I don't think is an issue. But let's see what happens. And of course, I used the 9 Lagunas. Obviously, clearly going to be A horse that's going to be bet. Jose Ortiz on the number 1 Prime Power, riding for Steve Asmussen. Very classy horse. But again, I spread because I think that horse can be a little bit vulnerable. Okay, if we go to the next 2 races, which John and I talked about a little bit. Race 11, Rachel Alexandra. There were 2 big scratches in this race. I think it'll have a big impact on the dynamics of the race. Just by numbers, not necessarily the quality of the horses, because the 4 scratch out Dancing in Old Town 12-1, trained by Keith DeSormo, was being ridden by Jimmy Graham. And the 8 horse was scratched earlier in the week due to a coughing issue. We don't know if it also had to do with the fact that Paco Lopez was on the horse, perhaps. Anyway, I like the number 6, Love Your Neighbor. I went a little deep here because I think, again, these are the kind of races where anything can happen. But I think if Love Your Neighbor gets out, like I mentioned earlier when talking to Johnny Costin, that the blinkers were on this horse, blew up the workout number 1 first out of 134, 47 seconds, 47.3 seconds, 4 furlongs on the turf. No, it was on the dirt. So I think this horse, could look to get the lead, and the fact that there's only, 6 horses now in the race, I don't see another horse really going with this horse if he decides to get out. I think, don't worry. I think that's what Louis Size has in mind. It's going to, when the gates open, it's going to pop out and it's going to go. I think the 7 Majestical might go with him. I know a lot of people I was listening to their podcast like the 7 Majestical. I just think the 6 is probably going to be my bet of the day. I'm going to work a lot of tickets, a lot of doubles, a lot of, besides the pick 5, maybe doing some pick 3s, singling with this horse. Went deep in this pick 5 because I thought if we get a price for the ticket price of $150, it's not terribly high. If we get past the first 2 legs, when we get to this leg, the last race of the day, the Rsen, or the Risen Star, basically on paper looks like a 2-horse race. The number 4, Paladin, obviously going to be the talk of the Derby if this horse wins again. I won last time out. I actually won when it got put up to first place, so basically undefeated. Didn't cross the wire first, but basically was given the first place from a disqualification for Renegade. Another likely favorite in the to come up in the Derby. Excuse me there. A lot of people, again, like the 7. Corey, John Velasquez on a young horse again. Had some potential. Pretty much runs a consistent race every time. Just needs to get a little bit better start. And I think Johnny V is ready to do that. Had a little layoff since December. Been working out to have a good comeback here. I think this horse has a good chance at 6-1. Putting blinkers on is going to help the focus a little bit better. Perhaps not be so sort of skittish coming out of the gate. At least that's what I read, that they're hoping that the blinkers are going to do. So that's our picks there. You can see at the bottom. Excuse me. Our pick 5 ticket that we put together for you. $150 again. Like Johnny said earlier, use our information. Put your heads together with your buddies. Put a ticket together. See how it comes out. I think there's a lot of good horses in a lot of these races, even prior to this. Of course, the Saudi Arabia race just went off. I don't know who won that. I'm going to check that out to see who won that race. The $20 million race where Junior Alvarado, Irad Ortiz, Flavian Pratt. There's 4 American jockeys that are over there. As John and I spoke a bit earlier, it looks like they already made some dents in the Saudi Arabia world, some wins, especially Reef Runner, who looked very impressive, winning from behind, closing the field out to get that going. So check it out. Be sure to look at that. And there's a hunch bet. There's got to be the hunch bet of the day, of the week, of the month. In race 8, Cupid's. There's probably going to be a lot of money. This horse has a chance. What's the name of the horse? Cupid's something. I think this is going to be a punch bet of the day. Here it is. Cupid's Crush on Valentine's Day. Morning line 15-1. Outside post. There's a field of 9 in that race. It's race 8 with no scratches. Martin Petros is going to take this horse to the front and just hope he can break a lot of hearts. Well, the horses behind him. Cupid's Crush, punch bet of the day, race 8 at the fairgrounds. Check it out. Either way, again, I want to thank our sponsors, Vapes, the Vape Shop, Case Sport Roll, Brisnet.com. Make sure you check them out. They've got some great information. We'd like to think they'll continue to do what they do, provide information that you don't get anywhere else. Check it out. Also, be sure you could, on the bottom, we have our schedule scrolling down there because Sports Talk Media Network, YouTube is where we have all our activity. We'd like to thank Sean Miller is certainly big time and has been putting all this together behind the scenes. We don't really see that all the time, but boy, does he work hard to do that. No question about that. Also, just make sure, like we always talk, bet smart, cheer hard, fast horses can equal some serious fun. We've got a couple of fast horses again today. As usual, my buddy Alex Viola. I want to let him know that I don't think I picked any closers today, Alex, but we'll see. Just remember, let him run. Check us out. Hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow on our wrap-up show so we can talk about how things went, both with us and with you. So good luck. Thanks for checking out, and always let him run.